Hello, this is Megan holding the Customer Success Manager here at Weever, and today we're going to go over building a very simple process in Process Builder. Process Builder is where you build your process templates. So let's get started. Here I am in Process Manager, and I'm going to tap Process Builder from the menu. From here, I can choose the category I want to create my process in. I'm going to choose Continuous Improvement. Then tap the green New Template button to create your template. So here is my blank process template. I like to start with Settings. From here, I can set the status of my process, set the process name. I'm going to call this one Suggestions. Now I'll save my work and I'm ready to start building. The first step in a process is the summary form, which allows the user who is launching the process to add the distinguishing data for this process. Some examples of data that would be in a summary form could be the product ID, project lead, batch ID, a lot number, things like that. The data entered in the summary form will be displayed in form reports for each form submitted in that process as well. When you're adding a summary form to your process, you can either select an existing form or create a new form. Let's create a new one. To do this, tap Create New Form. Then I see my form builder. I'll tap Settings and change the name to Suggestion Form Summary. Update. Now I can tap the fields I need to add them to the form. I'm going to use the User Lookup field and change the label to Suggestion From, and the Line and Work Area field. Looks great. I'm happy with this form, so I'm going to save my work and close. Now I can start adding steps and tasks to my process. Think of steps as a collection of tasks. For this suggestion process, I'm going to add a step and call it Suggestion Information. Now I can add my tasks by tapping Add Task, and I can see all of the properties I can choose from for my task. I'll call this task Submit Suggestion Information. Then I'm going to select a form that I've already built in Form Builder and add it to this task. To do so, click the Select a Form field and find the form. Call this one Suggestion Information. If I would like to set the owner, machine, or update frequency, I could do so here, but it doesn't really apply to this task, so I'm going to skip that. Tap Continue. Now I can choose what specific fields in my suggestion information form are required for this task. I'm going to choose Reported By all the way down to Ease to Implement. All of these fields will need to be completed in order for the task to be set to Done. So I'll tap Continue, review the information, and create the task. Perfect, here it is. Now I'm going to add another simple task without a form. To do this, tap New Task, add the name. I'll put Discuss Idea in Shift Meeting. I'll skip over the form part since this task does not require a form. Tap Continue, review the information, and create the task. Okay, great. Now let's say we want to move on to our next step. I tap Add Step. I'm going to call this one Supervisor Review. Tap Save. And I'll add a task to this step and call it Review Suggestion. I could add a new form to this process by choosing the form name here, but I'm going to choose to update an existing submission, and I'm going to choose to update the suggestion information form that was in the previous step. I'm going to assign this task to users with a supervisor role. Click Continue, and then choose the fields you would like to be required for this task. I'm going to choose Supervisor, Supervisor Comments, and would you like to implement this suggestion? Continue. Perfect. Great task. Now let's say we're happy with this process template and we want to launch it now. First, be sure to save your work. Then, from the menu, tap Live Processes. Okay, here's the live process view, which shows all of the live processes at your facility. To launch a new one, tap the New Process button the process category. If you remember, we use continuous improvement, and the process name, suggestion. Okay, here's our summary form, which we built. I'm going to say the suggestion is from Tamika Marcus on line M2. And next step, review the suggestion form information and launch the process. Great, so here is our process. As you can see, it's very simple and clear what needs to be done and in what order. So let's begin with our submit suggestion information task. I tap the name and the form is opened, and as you can see, the fields that are required are marked with this orange required icon, so the user knows exactly what fields they need to complete. I'm going to quickly fill out these required fields. I can see that these fields are not required, so I can skip over them and tap Save. Now I see this prompt, which notifies me that all the required fields have been completed. Would I like this task to be set to done? Yes, I would. And as you can see, the first task is done, the process indicator is immediately updated system-wide, and I can move on to the next step. So let's say I discuss this idea in my shift meeting, and the team liked the idea, so I'll set the task to done. So now I move on to the next task in the supervisor review section, review suggestion. So I can review the data already entered into this form. I can add my comment and indicate if I would like to implement the suggestion. Let's say no. I'll save my work, mark the task as done, and now you can see my process is 100% complete. And that is it for the overview of how to build a basic process template in Process Builder. For more information, please check out our knowledge base.